In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make the crispiest air fryer possible, loaded with cheesy ground meat and a burger sauce, all packed with 56 grams of protein. First up, the air fryer fries. You need 3 medium-sized potatoes. Russet potatoes would work perfectly here, and they should weigh anywhere between 300 to 350 grams in total. And by the way, people should really eat more potatoes in my opinion. Not only do they have great macros, but they are amongst the most satiating foods that exist, even more satiating than beef or whole eggs. Such an underrated food for anyone that wants to lose weight. Now I'm gonna peel the potatoes, which is important if you want to make them super crispy, and I will show you why in a second. If you are annoyed by the peeling, please consider buying one of these Y peelers. They are super cheap, maybe $5 or something, but this is such a great kitchen tool. I use it all the time for all sorts of vegetables. Keep in mind that after peeling, they will lose about 15 to 20% of their weight in case you are tracking the macros. So now I'm gonna slice them in half and then again into country potato style. If you make them too thin here like French fries, they will break later, so it's better to make them a bit thicker to be safe. Now, you can absolutely just throw them into the air fryer right now and that's it, but I highly recommend you do the following instead. Take a bowl, place in all of the potatoes, followed up by cold water until they are covered and a couple of pinches of salt. This will already make a difference in flavor because the salt has time to penetrate the potato instead of just being on the outside. Finally, the most important ingredient, and it's baking soda. Yes, baking soda, and you only need a tiny bit to make a huge difference here, just a small part of a teaspoon. Place it on the stove on high heat and wait until the water starts to simmer. The baking soda is now making the water more alkaline, and I will show you exactly what this means and what the result is in just a second. As soon as the water starts to simmer, reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer for around 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you can poke the potatoes with the tip of a knife, and if you almost have no resistance, the potatoes are ready and you can drain the water. So, toss the potatoes into a bowl, followed up by 2 grams of oil, and for seasoning, I'm only adding freshly cracked black pepper and a couple of dashes of rosemary, which is the best herb in combination with potatoes in my opinion. Now, take the bowl and rigorously shake it for about 30 seconds. You will see that kind of a slurry builds up on the outside of the bowl, exactly like here. The baking soda in the boiling water softened up the surface area of the potatoes, and that now leads to potatoes looking like the moon's surface after shaking them. They are full of craters. And exactly these craters will make the potatoes so crispy in the air fryer, and all thanks to baking soda. And that is also the reason why I peeled the potatoes. I simply have more surface area when the skin is removed. So now it's time to take out your air fryer, or you can make this in the oven as well if you want. Preheat it at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for 3 minutes, and then dunk in the potatoes and air fry them for 17 to 20 minutes. I give the basket a shake every couple of minutes or so to make sure the entire batch of potatoes can evenly brown. In the meantime, we can make everything else, but before that, let me thank the sponsor of today's video, Hume Health, with its Body Analyzer Body Pod. This device is a full body analyzer, which, thanks to the handle that has frequency sensors embedded, can not only measure your weight, but also scan your torso, arms and legs, and can tell you the body fat and muscle mass in that specific part of your body. Once you scan your body, everything gets tracked in their free app, and now you can set up a goal and the app will guide you through your journey. It shows you not only weight, but also body fat and lean mass in different parts of your body, like legs and arms, which is super impressive for a home device. You can also connect the app with your phone data like sleep, nutrition and activity like walking steps, and the body analyzer gives you personalized feedback and insights on your health, which you can easily understand. Click the link in the description or use my code Felu. My discount code gives you an additional discount on the current Hume sale for up to 50% off total. Thank you, Hume Health. So next up, a super easy cheese sauce, and it starts with regular cheddar cheese. You need 20 grams and put it into a bowl. If you use shredded cheddar like me, I would check the ingredients on the package to see if the producer added a starch like potato starch already. This is used so the cheese pieces don't stick to each other. If yes, skip the next part, but if not, or you're shredding your own cheese, you need to add a bit of corn or potato starch yourself. About half a teaspoon is enough. Starch is important because it acts as an emulsifier so the cheese doesn't break when heated. Next is 50 grams of evaporated milk. This is an interesting ingredient usually used as a creamer for coffee, but there is a 3% fat version that's perfect not only for cheese sauce because once again it helps with emulsifying, but also as a heavy cream substitute in savory meals. Mix it and set it to the side. Next is a burger sauce that starts with light mayonnaise. This tastes almost like regular mayo, but it only has a third of the calories of regular mayo that usually has 700 calories per 100 grams, as it is basically pure fat. 15 grams goes into a glass, followed up by 15 grams of ketchup, which is available as a zero added sugar version and has only 44 calories per 100 grams, which is incredibly low for a condiment. Next is 10 grams of mustard, and yes, in Germany we have mustard in tubes. And finally, take a couple of pickles, slice them lengthwise, then chop them into fine pieces and add them to the glass as well. This is such a great burger sauce and tastes awesome with any kind of ground meat. Speaking of, as the protein source, I'm gonna use 180 grams of ground turkey. This is a very good protein source that has basically the same macros as chicken breast. Alternatively, you can also use extra lean ground beef with 5% fat. They have similar macros, so pick whichever is available to you. Finally, for the vegetables, I'm only chopping up 2 yellow onions that weigh 100 grams in total. If you want more volume here, I would add a red bell pepper. That works pretty well in this meal, and then it's time to cook. Add a teaspoon of 4 grams of oil to a pan on medium heat. Add in the onion with a pinch of salt and saute them for about 3 to 4 minutes. They will slowly turn translucent, and after a couple of minutes, you will see that they turn brown and start to caramelize. This tastes amazing with ground meat. After that, push it to the side of the pan, add another 2 grams of oil and now go in with the ground meat. I like to spread it out as much as possible to give it a chance to brown, and for seasonings I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, freshly ground black pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon each of garlic powder and cayenne pepper. After 1 minute or so, you can already flip the meat, let it cook for another minute and then start to break it up into pieces and combine everything so the seasoning can distribute. Remember, this is super lean meat, so it can become dry very fast. After 3 minutes of cooking the meat in total, you can switch off the heat and remove the pan and then add the cheese sauce. The residual heat is more than enough to melt the cheese, and even though we added starch, too much heat can still lead to the cheese breaking, so it's better to be safe here. After about a minute, you will see that it slowly turns super gooey and creamy. This is exactly what you want. So at this stage, the fries should be ready as well. Take them out of the air fryer and add them to a plate, and now listen to this. This is almost deep fry level of crispiness, all thanks to baking soda. Okay, now top the potatoes with this gooey meat, and finally top everything with the burger sauce, and there you have such an incredible dish that comes in at 699 calories with 68 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat and 56 grams of protein. You know what else is incredible? My cookbook with over 250 recipes that helped me and over 10,000 other people lose weight and keep it off, and I'm sure it can do the same for you. Buy it once and get every recipe update for free. This and my award-winning extra virgin olive oil that I made myself in Greece is linked in the description.